hero besides your head and spirit. That soul is saying something profound, so let them hear it. Give up the safe and sound for bet it's all on breaking ground. This vacant town was a mistake and you can turn around. Your heroes and your idols turned out insincere and human. Reality's a dog that fears too high to keep on moving. But you ain't interested in losing, are ya? I thought not. Still too invested in improving as that fire you got. You came out to the city, it wasn't what you dreamed. Gave it 150, was harder than it seemed. You said goodbye to home and people who supported you. To chase something invisible, you lived for that distorted view. Damn. Your sorry superficial buddies like to shun and doubt you. Tonight's the party, everybody's having fun without you. Forget some players like us, put in the effort. They just scared of folks to focus cause they can't predict our weather. They still back on the rebound. Know that if you wanna be a diamond star, you better step up. Next rough patch, cue the rewound mode. I care the walking on and I my soul. The road to freedom can't be seen by downcast eyes. So raise your gaze until your 10 feet tall and shake your fist to the sky. Refuse to die or let them make you small. Cause they love just to see you convinced you're just a brick in the wall. So kind of ni oyo ba nakatako men. I chose the free life over money, job stability net. Hen kashiteiru sekai yumare I know ko. Kimi wa dare no shujin da so shinai no. Cause I know, I said so, don't make it right. So no yarikata dame, temaji kikitakunai. Talk all night about your troubles, all it's gonna do is pause you. Shaberu dake nara sorry man, I kawarazu. Kotoba yori ga shigasa, not the most difficult jigsaw. Rikai fusoku ari wakemono koto da. Remind myself to zone on what's ahead of me. Mara toji komerareteru fukuro no nezumi. Fushime ga chi ni so no michi mienai zo. You see the deeper meaning only once you've seen the light cell. Kono jonetsu nakunaru mai ni mainichi to buy speech singing beside him eyes for I wanna so be. Renee still back on the rebound. Know that if you wanna be a diamond star, you better step up. Next rough patch, cue the rewound mode. I care the walking on and I my soul. The road to freedom can't be seen by downcast eyes. So raise your gaze until you're 10 feet tall and shake your fist at the sky. Refuse to die or let them make you small. Cause they love just to see you convinced you're just a brick in the wall. Renee still back on the rebound. Know that I am standing at its side. Doryoku hitsuyo. Sayaku no hikitara waruku so. Dakedo wakiramenai my soul. The road to freedom can't be seen by downcast eyes. So raise your gaze up till you're 10 feet tall and shake your fist at the sky. Refuse to die or let them make you small. Oh my motion on night, this one will live for tomorrow. Renee still back on the rebound. Know that if you wanna be a diamond star, you better step up.
Guys, it's gonna be a bit of a crazy one tonight.
Downcast eyes. So raise your gaze up till you're 10 feet tall and shake your fist to the sky. Refuse to die or let them make you small. Cause they love just to see you convinced you're just a brick in the wall. But you're not just
I like this song, okay? I'm sorry. Also don't get claimed by using it, so hey.
But you're not just a brick in the wall.
Pronouncing Japanese on purpose. He's a native English speaker. We don't speak anything that well. Alright, so, really quick. Hello, everyone. You order your delivery. I ate that earlier. It's actually kind of why I had to delay the stream by about 10 minutes. This has been a hard topic to figure out how to cover. I'm going to keep it real with everybody here. Because I wasn't going to cover it yet in a few points. Meanwhile, we are going to be here a while. Also, hello, Hannah. Also, hello, Pumpkin Hannah. Different Hannah. Celine, everybody, Gashes, Meadow Fembot, the Worski Coffee. It's not Worski Coffee. Look. This is Gatorade. Actually, no, this is Kool-Aid. One of the two. You're good. You're good. Don't feel pressured. I don't feel pressured. It's just that. Also, I just realized still have the intro thing here. Holy shit! Hey, Corvo. But the main reason I felt like I kind of had to do it was because, in a way, of course, window capture isn't set up. Why would it be? Fucking hell. Hang on. Guys, all my streams are definitely planned in advance. I have no idea what you're referring to. Is that that's the right one? Okay. Alright. So, technically, I'm being financially supported by Shannon as we currently speak. She's a tier 1 sub to my Twitch channel, which actually I realized I'm not zoomed in well enough for you to see it. So yes, I'm financially supported by Shannon, technically. She's been a tier 1 sub on my Twitch for 5 months. So I've kind of felt like I had to eventually talk about it. And I know what you're thinking. Did you decide to do it on the same day that she would technically be a 6 month? Yes, I did. Because, admittedly, I wanted the $5. But that's mostly because I'm a whore. It's not the point. Not the point. Creepshow, use anything of a note, in other words, much to avoid effects. Well, there's some corroborating evidence. But we're going to go through kind of some things in order. Flavor's better than soda? Not much. Not much. Flavor's all fit, change your recipe. So, yes, again, if Shannon wants to keep the subscription on, I'm not going to turn down $5. Well, saying support. I don't know if YouTube ever activated a clip thing down there, but I've also got some funny meme videos to kind of reference everything. So, before we get a little deeper in, we're going to play a clip that Yashis will actually know, because he mentioned this to me a couple days ago, because I was playing it. No Creepshow except the movie. Oh, we'll get into who Shannon is, but we're going to get for $5. Hell yeah. By the way, twitch.tv/FuzzhouYT. But really quick, we're going to play a clip that will hopefully get you guys acquainted with essentially the theme of this stream. That's why I got there, but more shit.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is
Letting us play while
crazy.
I gather some more things.
The first time somebody told me that, I don't know, I thought they were bullshitting me, so boom, I shot him. The thing is, okay, he was right. And then I started seeing it everywhere I looked, all these fucking pricks, everywhere I looked, doing the exact same fucking thing, over and over and over and over and over again, thinking, this time is going to be different. No, please.
Hey, thank you, Gary.
This time is going to be different. I'm sorry. I don't like the way you are looking at me. Okay? You have a fucking problem in your head. Do you think I'm bullshitting you? Do you think I'm lying? Fuck you! Okay? Fuck you! It's okay, man. I'm gonna chill here, man. I'm gonna chill. The thing is, alright? The thing is I killed you once already. And it's not like I am fucking crazy.
Should you buy this game? Yes, it's Far Cry 3. Buy it.
It's like water under the bridge.
It was like $2.99 on Xbox One.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Oh, Jesus.
Alright, I'm pausing it there because I got the point that I wanted to make. But this whole fucking, like, everything I've seen here from this counts for the definition of insanity. This is how you fuck up your own channel in different ways. Now, to get to the thing that kind of kicked everything off recently, was 16 days ago, so a little over 2 weeks, was a post from an admin on a Chan clone called Lolcow.wiki. Now, Lolcow.wiki is framed like a Chan clone. So if you ever used 4chan or 8chan or anything like that, 420chan if you Rule 63 of us. Yeah. But so if you ever used a Chan board, one of the big things with Chan boards is anonymity. While of course, you know, your IP and cookies exist and everything, everyone is technically considered to be anonymous. Much like the admin there. The admin has a thing that's kind of after his name, it says admin, but everyone else is anonymous. So, typically, you can kind of, you know, trust in the fact that, hey, whoever's posting could be anybody. It could be 70-year-old grandma down the street, or it could be a 14-year-old boy on his iPad. Box for text chat. I do. Hold up. Let me fuck with transparency. Hang on. I can fuck with it. I can fuck with it. Effect filters. No, that's not what I'm looking for. You'd think I have things planned out here, but I don't. I'm just gonna warn you that now. Properties. We'll figure that out later. We'll figure it out later. Called out. Yeah. So the admin said here, as many users of the thread are aware, Shannon's posts on Lolcow haven't exactly been subtle. We decided to compile a post history of her after she escalated her behavior by sharing her sister's social media in order to deflect criticism from herself. Beyond that, she's been anonymously promoting her videos and Patreon/YouTube membership to farmers and making posts about herself to either white knight or insult herself. For many years, we've had a policy to reveal several post histories of users who go on great lengths to use lolcow.farm to propel their own online presence. You can read the full post history here. We're going to read that in a minute. You can use that's every website. You would not believe the kind of shit that, like, if you realize what websites would do to you. Woo! Hey, site. Or Changla. Look, New Moot is New Moot. New Moot's New Moot. I realize I'm getting cut off on my framing. Okay, sorry, that was text-to-speech. You're good. You're good. Okay. So, before we read her post history, of course, I'm going to do the responsible thing and read her post out. If I had prepped that ahead of time, why wouldn't I? Okay. Can't find her channel. There's a channel. Okay, community. Now, obviously, I'm not going to read this whole thing because when you see it, how the fuck can you? Yeah, let's not try to guess if she has a mental condition or not. That's probably not a good thing. Yeah, her community post is a word dump. Best way to describe it. But to sum it up, and I mean, seriously, this is like a 2-page fucking thing. To bring it down to speed, Shannon here claims that she was IP spoofed the entire time, and when you get to see how many posts that she has there, we'll talk about that in a bit. But she's been stalked for 8 years, although at one point she'd said like 12 plus years. Someone named Amy, we'll get into that as well. It's a whole clusterfuck. And some of the things Shannon here says, again, I'm trying to go through everything I see here. Apparently she's scared of this person, but she doesn't want to file a complaint or what's that fucking thing called? Restraining order. Because Amy is a mother, and for some reason that would, dictate in any way that, you wouldn't want to. I don't fucking get it. My brain hurts trying to figure out the reasoning behind this. Now, of course, she's saying here, I didn't think I needed to use a VPN so she wouldn't get my IP address. As someone who is a content creator, you don't click weird fucking links, you don't click suspicious shit, and you certainly don't go around people that you don't trust without something like a VPN on. I use a VPN every single fucking day. Right now I'm using one. Because I'm not an idiot. Also, I don't click links that I don't trust. And if I was to, do something with that, right? what you do is you go to an archive site like archive.is, you archive the site, so the only IP it gets is the archiving tool, and then... Where am I, in Uganda? No, I'm Olivia from Bolivia. There you go. At least it wasn't Iranian super hackers this time. Yeah, give it a few weeks. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. Plus they caught her on cookies and she only defended her IP. Yeah, which pro tip, folks, clear your cookies for anything. Whenever you NordVPN, hey, look, if NordVPN, if any of the VPN places, but especially Nord, because I'm technically a subscriber for 2.5 more years. Look, Nord, cut me some slack, bro. Give me a free year. I'll say whatever you want. Hell, I'll do anything if you guys want to give me one free year. Okay. Yeah, clear your cache, homies. Don't click links. Never trust anything online. But yeah, so this whole thing, this whole post especially, is a little nutty. However, of course, Chip's so horny. Let's get to... Alright, do I have that one thing I can change the color of the... Oh, it's dark theme for Instagram. Okay. Hang on here. Dark theme everywhere. That's what I was trying to find. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look great, but it could look worse. Comes empty buck you. Don't worry about you. So yes, this is our post history. Ignore the weird coloring, but I also wanted to make it readable for you guys. So, one thing we'll focus on here really quick is this post. Let me see here. Okay. So yeah, this is, the gist was Shannon's sister is in the hospital for something, we don't know what, and she put her as her emergency contact. However, when Shannon reached out to her to try to figure out what was going on, her sister blocked her and said she was invading her privacy. She also said something along the lines of that her family was neglecting her, even though Shannon had reached out. It's really weird. A couple of years ago, I found her sister's Twitter because she talked about it in a story time, and she's definitely insane. Oh, boy. So, I know what you're thinking, and it's probably reasonable, saying, I can't, why would somebody dox put their own sister's Twitter on a website, on a thread dedicated to hating them? Well, let's figure that one out. Oh, did I just close the tab, but I didn't want to close. God damn it. Well, I'll just drag that to the end here, then fuck it. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Now, hang on. Okay, here we go. Doctor sister, she's a wackadoo. I've been about you a toy. I don't know, sorry. I've been busy. This is an archive. I'll let you know it's kind of two-faced. Every interaction I've had with Shannon, which admittedly, I mean, my interactions with Shannon have been, we played Among Us on stream. We played Among Us, I think, once off stream. We had talked on Instagram a few times after she had, subbed to me on Twitch. One of them was related to, like, toddlers and tiaras, but that's not really, that's not really anything major, if that makes sense. They have that kind of bad vibes, at least to me. I mean, she always seemed nice to me in the interactions, but mind you, it was not really... Did she love bomb you? It wasn't really anything like that. It was mostly talking about, like, the Onision documentary and stuff. I wasn't really that special when it comes to all that. I just, she paid me on Twitch, and I was like, all right. Nice to everyone. That's fair. Pay me on when you can. We might do that later, Slug. Pretty sus, Corvo. Most players are sociopathic. Hey, man. But yeah, no, this is Swiss. Your sister's Twitter account. Saying, hey folks, I'm indeed Creepshow Art's sibling. I'm aware that she doxed me on Lolcow when I was first hospitalized in March. I have no doubt that Shannon was the one who doxed me. I don't think I have anything new to contribute to this mess besides solidarity for those who have been harassed by Shannon/Anthony. We'll get into Anthony in a bit. I'll only be public for today and will likely not allow folks I don't know to keep following me, but I am here if anyone has questions. Okay. So let's read this here. So this is from a user D's Kenuts. I'm not sure if you'd like to answer this, but in regards to Reddit post, can you collaborate on your relationship with Shannon, of whom Shannon said was your dead brother? Some may say it was a sibling-like relationship instead. So maybe just such spoke, but I felt something was off. The best way I can describe it is her accent kind of sounded like a Valley Girl accent, which always has that kind of tone. I don't know if I'm right with the accent, like, you know what I mean. Bobby was her cousin who lived with us for some time growing up, very much like a brother to us. From what I recall, Shannon began referring to him as a brother after he passed. Part of her Reddit post is based on real loss, at least from my perspective. And any truth to what she said, you claimed what you said about him. If you'd rather not answer, I understand. But I thought he was jealous of me, but he was better off dead. That part is the most shocking to me because it's far from the truth. I love and miss him very dearly and wish he's alive. Oh boy. Oh boy. Upward inflection? Yeah. Yeah. Soul Cow, PNW. That's fair. Alright. And then one more thing, because this is also, I find kind of interesting. This was before everything leaked. From @SparkGhoul. My estranged sibling who's harassed me online for years keeps sporadically sending me money ever since I blocked him and made all my social private, which is honestly the best reward for establishing boundaries ever. Which, hey, I got a couple uncles and aunts who I blocked on Facebook, so I'm just tired of dealing with bullshit. If they want to send me like $100 each week, I'd be just fucking happy. You know? Upward inflection when I'm drunk. Okay. Alright, so again, we're getting through the smaller shit. Because, again, there's more shit to this. But we're mostly going through her posts right now. So, yeah, probably switch up. Enough false eyes, the black dude to recognize the tells. I feel that. So Shannon talks about herself in the third person here. And it gets a little weird. So, okay, let's, alright. We'll read this part where she says, she said she doesn't rely on YouTube, but I think she makes a considerable amount on it. I've talked to YouTubers her size and make at least $20K per month. That mixed with a real-life job, she's probably loaded pretending to be poor. Where did the eye candy went? That's a good question. Oh, did I turned off my camera? Huh? I get the eye candy thing now. Roll for me. I can do that in a little bit. Right now, I'm trying to get this part done here. So yeah, Shannon's talking about herself in third person. Advertising for a channel. Yes, I'm sure Shannon's advertising herself on a channel with less than 100K subscribers. Oh boy. Let's see. Creepshow's art's available for now for members only. Apparently, we're talking about Lily Jean's racism. I can speak English. I think. Let me make. Make sure with this one. Oh yeah, this is one where she shit talks Ready to Glare, where someone replies to her tweet saying it's never predatory, etc., etc. And where Shannon herself here says she is to women. Well, she is to women are predators too, guys, as Blair White is to these trans people are weird. Oh, it doesn't look good. Shit talking your friend. That does not make you look good. Shit talking your own friend. Pretty basic so far. Yeah, well, right now it's just hold on. We got shit to go through here. Yeah, there's a lot of again, just her shit talking people that she knows, referencing like Edwin generation. She shit talked about him somewhere down the road. There's a lot also referencing prison mate Luke, who talking about herself first tweeting him all week. Her playing a corpse husband, because she did play a corpse husband on Among Us. That and Mudahar. Mudahar was there too. But yeah, no, Shannon's talking about herself a lot in the third person, talking a lot about her friends. There's D'Angelo Lawrence thing, which Scott and Vivian drama. I might have to take a look at that. But yeah, no, just a ton of different references to other channels and other people who are in the same community. Some of them even friends. Yeah, Hopeless Peaches, more of that. Yeah. So, really quick, I'm gonna pull up the first big video here. Now, the thing is, this video is 2 hours and 5 minutes long. And the thing is, we are going to watch 2 hours and 5 minutes long. What's a Mudahar? His channel name is Some Ordinary Gamers. Really fucking good dude. I love his content. So, yeah, nobody's done timestamps, sadly. However, from what I remember, I'm gonna pull up the transcript. Oh, the transcript thing isn't here. Like I got a headache and played Spider-Man. There you go, Snake. I'm gonna quickly. Fucking subtitles aren't even on. I hate YouTube so much. Countless RedTuber. We're gonna dip around. I think it was. No, that's not what I want to do at all. But okay, guys, I swear to God, technical issues wouldn't.
The Emily Artful channel wasn't a thing yet.
Okay, we're gonna try to find a little. Okay, I think we're right about here.
A kind of irrelevant place, and it requires you to know a little bit about me.
Okay,
with addiction. I feel like I have a pretty good hold on those things right now, especially my
addiction.
Yeah, I don't
know transcripts.
So far away from me, I feel like I've come very
far.
Mudahar
is not
I've done a lot
tuber.
of work on myself. That is the number one thing I advocate on my channel is reflect, and learn to acknowledge and own up to your mistakes. There have been several times on this channel, kind of timeline.
No offense, it is a very long video.
Day, literal birthday room.
So, yeah, she met a man named Anthony. This is chick Emily Artful. I met a man named Anthony. That's where we're gonna go from here. Discord summarize situation if you want. Well, I can kind of do it. Actually, wait, there was a. Hang on, no, I'm dumb. I actually forgot, but we'll just pull up Where's the thread? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Hang on. Okay, so I think. All right. All right, so this is. I don't know if this is the original thread with everything. But yeah, no, she had best way to describe it. I think I know story front to back. Reading online. Yeah. Yeah, Gash isn't an H3 fan. I'll just say that. So yeah, I'll bring in. I'll bring in one of the ladies here. I'm gonna call in for Hannah Park. Here we go. All right. Hey.
Oh.
Hey. All right. So can we get the quick rundown?
Right. So.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you pretty well.
All right. Awesome. So. All right, so Emily starts out the video talking about years ago because she says that she has to go back years to talk about the story, and this is when she met Anthony, her abusive ex-husband, and no, not husband, sorry, ex-partner.
Yeah.
And she says that they did music together, and they actually met while she was doing music gigs. That's how they met, and she says that she thinks that the whole debacle, like with Shannon stalking her and getting to know her, started because when they were working on Emily and Anthony, they had been dating and then they broke up because the things were like not working out and it was awful. But they still wanted to remain as business partners because, oh, she's a good singer. I want to make music with him, whatever.
Yeah.
So they work on this song together. And Anthony brings in this track, and Emily notices that it's not her voice on the track; it's Shannon's. And she ends up putting the voice down, like, "Oh wow, I would sound so much better." And obviously that was kind of awkward with Anthony and stuff, but she thinks that her insulting Shannon singing was what started this whole stalking thing. But from then. Oh God, the story. What happens next? So basically, she starts getting all of these sock accounts trying to friend her on Facebook, and basically they stalk her. Like they keep on like friending her and adding her, and basically being on her videos and shit talking her and putting her down and all that. They actually ended up getting into her Facebook. They hacked her Facebook and took some private photos of her nude when she was working as a cam girl. And some of those photos,
underage. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them were underage. Yes, that's the big thing. So this goes on for years. And my main theory of why Shannon did this. Oh, she also mentions how Anthony would send her threatening, like, you know, just really scary, stalkery stuff. Like, hey, here's a picture of you. No, here's a picture of where you live. And it was from like a sock account. It's like, oh, here's a picture of where you live. I'm coming around your place. And she was freaking out and she was like, who is this? And obviously she's thinking it's Anthony because that's her stalker, and just a ton of really messed up stuff to scare the living daylights out of her. And they won't stop, they won't let up, and this goes on for years and years. And she actually acknowledges the fact that the tone of the threatening messages changes somewhere along the line. Like it starts out because Anthony and Shannon have a very different way of talking. So Anthony is more like cryptic and trolly and more violent and threateningly scary, and Shannon is more catty and bitchy.
Yeah.
And so she actually noticed that the tone changed from more what Anthony would say to what Shannon would say. So it's a theory that maybe Anthony started this. Like, he was obviously obsessed with her. This is my own thought. He was obsessed with her. And even after they broke up, he wanted to have control over her and never stopped thinking about her and just wanted to terrorize her life. And when Anthony got with Shannon obviously saw this and got extremely jealous because her partner is infatuated with an ex. And this kind of sparked a hatred in Shannon, and she started also taking over the whole stalking thing. And I think that as time progressed, she became like the main ringleader of everything.
Yeah.
So this is going on. They're ruining her life. They're using her nudes to get her fired from jobs and like making her end up homeless on the street. And she ends up hiring private investigators to figure out what's going on. And one of them, she's working with a private investigator. One of them suggests that she does like an IP tracker thing, and she actually ends up finding where the sock account messages are coming from, and they're all coming from Shannon's IP, where she lives with Anthony, her husband, I'm guessing at the time. And she confronts her on Instagram, and basically Shannon's like, "Oh no, it's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not either of us. Oh my God, I'm so sorry you're going through this." And then when Emily is shown like an inkling of kindness, she like clings onto it because she's like desperate trying to find the human side of these people. And so Emily starts backtracking because Shannon's being manipulative and gaslighting her. And then she mentions, "Oh, well, maybe it wasn't you guys. Maybe someone else lived where you were. Do you remember Brandon, Anthony's friend?" And then Shannon like sees this opportunity and clings onto it. Like, "Oh my God, yes, it must have been Brandon. It wasn't us."
Yeah, it must have been this guy. I remember her post was like, "Oh yeah, he was harassing us too," and all that. It's like kind of jumped in very suddenly. Okay.
So she denies it and tries to act compliant, like, "Oh yeah, here's my PO box, so you can mail the restraining order to us." And after that whole conversation, the stalking and the sock account stopped for a while, which was very telling. If you didn't believe that Shannon was the one stalking her, and I think that's kind of that's all I remember from that situation. I think that it kept on going on. Obviously, I think it was happening up until she actually got caught for the Lolcow thing. I'm pretty sure that she was still harassing Emily all this time. But like that's just what Emily talked about in her video. There's so much else that has been going on, like Creepshow's Reddit post about her sister and how she's been expressing how much she hates her and why.
Yeah.
And like that whole thing with the Kevin guy, where how Kevin met Creepshow in high school. I mean, not high school, college, and he was talking about Emily to him and how she was like the worst person ever because her current sexual partner Anthony was obsessed with her. Just so much with this girl. Oh my God, it turns me into a frenzy to explain it, and I really admire people who can just like come out with it so clearly because it is a mess of a story. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, hey, thank you. I'm gonna. Hey, you're good. You're good. You did good.
Sorry if that was really hard to follow, but it's a very complicated story in general,
this whole thing is like a total clusterfuck. Like
it is really. That's exactly how I would explain it. Because this girl is just, I don't know, man.
Well, it's like I'm even gonna pull up the Ready to Glare video in a bit, and that's
do it, yeah.
All this shit's kind of fucking nutty.
She's very insecure, and she feels the need to put down everybody around her, but at the same time to build herself up, right? But at the same time, she really wants their approval, and she really wants people to think highly of her. And so I think that's why she does all this love bombing and then talks trash about them behind their back. And why she was so terrible to Emily, because she was fixated on her because her psycho husband was fixated on her. That's my analysis of her character.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up the next videos and stuff though, but hey, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right.
All right. Toodles. Bye.
All right, and let's. All right, so that kind of caught us up with a video for that, because honestly, that video is 2 hours long. I listened to it. I didn't watch it because I was listening to it at work, and it was kind of nutty. Does it for free. I'm not Shannon. I don't know what that's referring to me. Jesus. Oh yeah, I should pull up the. You know, I feel like I should have had it like saved up ahead of time. Let me see here. Here it is. I should have this pulled up admittedly beforehand, but well, geez, well, hey. Why do musicians like butt stuff? I don't know if that has to refer to anything. I never thought I'd find myself related to a situation like this, but I'm absolutely in business of holding people accountable to their actions. I'd like to share what I know about the situation between Creepshow Art and Emily Artful. In the interest of preventing doxing, I'm not going to include any information that might put someone in danger, but if it becomes necessary for either a court case or if things get wildly out of control, I can provide more specifics. I met Shannon in my freshman year of college in 2011. We shared an English class and worked on...
Oh, yeah.
I keep forgetting that's my super chat noise.
Did you know with the new MasterCard True Name feature you can use whatever name you want on your credit card? This is the best interruption.
Thank you. I make sure I live it out correctly. Hang on here. Sometimes Streamlabs isn't like... I fucking hate this. Oh. One second. Trying to actually be able to read that. Okay. I didn't play the audio. Hold on.
I was so tired of being a flower. Howdy, King. Are you there?
This was attached to the super chat.
Your best friend. Asriel Dreamer.
I didn't look. I'm not the one who donated this. Okay. Go to at Meadow Crimba with that one. Okay. That was a part of a donation. I play the donation music. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm losing everybody in chat right now. In my channel, I'm Chris, makes music. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the $5 super chat there. Yeah, I can back to the thread. I can fix that. Okay. So yes, I met Shannon my freshman year of college in 2011. We shared an English class and worked on a group project together. Outside of that, at the time, we didn't have much contact. I ended up leaving that school and attending a community college which was close to my own hometown. At that school, I ended up meeting my abuser. She completely separated me from my entire group, my entire support group, and I lost nearly all of my friends. There was a period of a few months where my abuser and I broke up, and this is when I reconnected with Shannon. Shannon ended up at the same community college at the time, saw me on campus, and stopped me to say hi. I was desperate to make new friends, so this seemed like a blessing. She was fine at the beginning, and we'd just hang out and share music, but she became concerning very quickly. Started with her introducing me to Anthony's music. She told me that he was her ex. They were still in a sexual relationship. The way he treated her seemed very unhealthy, and I told her as such, but Shannon was insistent that he was good for her. Eventually, she shared one of Anthony's music videos that featured Emily and told me that Emily was also Anthony's ex, and said that she was crazy, and Anthony only kept her around because she was a good singer, among other things. For the next while, every time Shannon and I would hang out, she would fixate entirely on Emily. She would point out what all of her perceived flaws were, talk about how all of her tattoos related to Anthony somehow, everything she could to put her down. I thought it was strange for someone to fixate so much on an ex, but I was desperate for anyone to help me out of the situation I was in, so I ignored a lot of her red flags. I haven't really been able to forgive myself for that, especially considering what came next. I'm going to take a drink of water. I'm sorry, Gigi. I'm sorry. As he said earlier, I'm a whore. Okay, Shannon began to cyberstalk Emily, first starting to find her YouTube page. Shared videos of me, and I naively thought they were harmless and would go no further. But Shannon started looking for her home address, her phone number, and any other info she could find. Shannon told me on how she had plans to harass Emily either by sending her letters or prank calling her home. How she planned to leave hate messages on her videos or DM her from burner accounts to spread hate. This is when I began to distance myself from Shannon. Distance led me back to my abuser, which is a different story, but one of the last interactions I had with Shannon was her proudly showing me that Emily had posted a video about closing her YouTube channel because of harassment she was receiving. Emily talked about how much it hurt to lose something that was important to her, how she was anxious and painful target harassment she couldn't continue. At that point, I began to cut Shannon off. Someone clip that. I'm gonna be so out of context of these things. Okay. So I felt guilty since that day, but I didn't do anything sooner, that I didn't go to police for what I knew, or at least Tim talked to Shannon, tell her what she was doing wasn't okay. But I was battling my own demons, none of that seemed really like an option. Over years, I'd occasionally receive cryptic messages from Shannon at weird hours of the night, usually just a single emoji or a stringly written greeting. It's causing me to block her on most of my social media. Since then, I've deleted or rebranded my online presence to avoid my abuser. But about a year ago, Shannon found all my new accounts and added me with no contact. I used this opportunity to confront her for what she did, screenshots of that in the next tweet. I made it happen to screenshot my actions. My abuser recently began to spread incredibly harmful rumors about me if I didn't have screenshots of her response because her account has been deleted, but I requested my data from Twitter today, see if I can get it. Okay, we're gonna... Oh, God, I don't like how long this is. Okay. We're gonna jump ahead here. Ooh, fuck. Okay. When we last talked, we engaged in some very concerning behavior. I was in a really dark place from Victoria, and you're basically my only friend. So I just ignored how bad everything was and was wrong with me, and what began as what appeared at the time to be a fun little thing to learn more about someone you had tangential relations with quickly developed into cyberstalking, bullying, and harassment. What happened was not okay, and I should have said something sooner. I should have said something at the time, but I didn't, and I guess it's really weighed over me over the years. So I guess I'm saying something now. We were younger and dumber, but we should have known better. Also, yes, stay safe. Hurricane shit is terrifying. So, yeah. So, yeah, he'd sent it. Yeah. Alright, we're just going to continue ahead. There's a lot of text there. I couldn't read all that in one moment. Victoria references that screenshots my abuser. I used language that includes myself in past actions because I was afraid of her targeting me. She hadn't changed. I just completely came out confronting her. Shannon's response was to brush off accountability, saying we were just dumb kids. Also insisted she found me naturally, which didn't make sense as we had no similar circles, and I had an even smaller following back then. She immediately said she'd block me so she wouldn't have to be concerned about her, which didn't seem like an action a guiltless person would take. I thought it was over. Didn't know how much she was doing to hurt other people, but it seems like she never really changed from when I knew her. My heart goes out to everyone she hurt and everyone who thought they could trust her. It's a terrible situation. If anyone needs an ear, please feel free to reach out. If it becomes necessary, I can reopen my Facebook and try and download a data of theirs. I have further evidence for behavior, but I hope this chapter can close. People can find a way to heal from damage she's caused. Woo! There's a lot. There's a lot there on that one. No chat's best chat. Thank you. Has Shannon finally acknowledged drama? No. I had shot her a message on Instagram about a week ago saying, hey, what? Ooh, look, I am tired. I've been up all day. But yeah, no, I've shot her a message. I got nothing. I'm hoping. Honestly, that's another reason I was kind of waiting, other than the fact that I felt conflicted on how to cover it because I'm still technically, being financially supported by her on Twitch. However, again, I feel like that's probably going to change the moment she sees this video. Have some gin, maybe later. Problem is, I didn't take any caffeine pills. Yeah, she's. Ooh. Let's talk about her channel. So, as you can tell from the thumbnail, it at one point was pretty high. I mean, she was at 500,000 subscribers, and I feel like, you know, we probably should look at her. Oh, it's 375,000. I don't think I've seen a sub-loss, like, ratio this deep. Like what? Maybe sounding like I'm probably revenge against Emily, maybe all the silver guy for so long, baffling. Never meet your heroes? No, hang on, I disagree with that. There's been a couple people I've genuinely, like, YouTube-wise that I liked, but I was a fan of before, but I've met from doing YouTube, but I've been like, oh, they're fucking awesome still. Like, I've talked about it multiple times. I still think that Frederick Knudsen is genuinely the nicest fucking dude on this platform. Like, holy shit. Forget James Charles. How much did James Charles lose? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. But still, like, and she still has all the people she shit talked featured. Content is awesome. He is fucking awesome. That man is a genuine fucking dude. Now, of course, thankfully this is right here. So, Julia, Ready to Glare, is another YouTube channel. Knudsen beats up people in that game. Knudsen is at the fucking top. Like, on anyone who makes, like, long form, you know, videos about, like, anything on that level. Anything on that level is, like, you know, there's Frederick, and then there's everybody else. And not saying everybody else isn't good, but it's just, there's a gap. You know? Did I watch J.S. Braxton's video on Creepshow art? I have not. Knudsen is a quiet man. Knudsen is a quiet man if that game was good. But we're gonna play a little bit into this. I think.
Hey guys, what's up? And welcome.
Actually,
back.
I think I can do a transcript feature. I can! Thank you, God. I love the transcript feature. Okay, we're going to, we're going to skip ahead. Because, no offense. And I mean, I'm not going to say it in just a bad way, but... let's see. We're just jumping ahead because... I want her, like, I want you to watch her video later, but... Okay, here we go.
Cut to a few days ago. I get a random DM on Twitter, and the DM basically told me, hey, there's someone shit-talking you on Lolcow. And I basically responded to them saying, please don't send me these types of DMs, because I specifically don't go on there because I find it negatively affects me, and I don't gain anything from seeing people say things about me. Like, there's no point. Later on, I find out via Shannon that people are alleging that she's posting this vile shit about her friends on Lolcow. She tells me that it's someone impersonating her and spoofing her IP address. So she's not the one. There's someone pretending to be Shannon. That was the narrative. She'd been my close friend for years, and I didn't understand much about how IPs worked and spoofing and how what's possible versus what's not possible versus what happens all the time. I was inclined to believe her because she was a friend of mine. For me, it was very much a real friendship offline. I met her in real life before the pandemic. We sent each other gifts. We both shared personal experiences that we'd had with each other that are private. You know, like, we had a very real friendship. So my inclination was to believe her because I'm not going to run to believe that a friend is shit.
I'm also going to respond to another thing here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked that many creators are claiming they've never heard of Lolcow before this. Here's another thing I'll say when it comes to that. I mean, shit. You can find my entire post history on Kiwi Farms because I post on Kiwi Farms. I don't hide that from anybody. But there's a reason that some of those people like to go to Lolcow more than they like to go to any other website, is because, like, a lot of them can shit talk. There's a lot of shit talkers, is all I'm gonna say. Look out for years sitting John channel say they never heard of Lolcow. I mean, 100k subscribers. Yeah.
Talking me on a website. I don't think anyone who really trusts their friends
obviously
would do
Chan.
that. So that's why right off the bat I posted this, and it's been deleted since because obviously I changed my mind. But I went on to YouTube where she done a community post explaining, essentially saying the same thing of the IP spoofing, etc. And I screenshotted all of it and put it on Twitter so it got more visibility. And I basically said, go send Shannon some love, something along those lines. And
exactly.
I really was dead set on believing her because I didn't understand the IP situation, firstly. And secondly, like I said, it's hard for me to believe that someone that I'd been this close to would do that. However, the next day I saw comments and I began to look into IPs and spoofing and how all of this works because I'm not technically well-versed in any of these things. I also then saw that an admin from Lolcow had confirmed that the posts that people were claiming were Shannon were actually Shannon via confirming that her IP had been consistent. So much like in my previous situation, the admin confirmed, yes, this is actually the person. This is actually Shannon, just like that was actually YouTuber X. So this immediately became reminiscent for me in a very obviously horrible way because I felt like I was being put back in the same position I was in when this happened with that other YouTuber because the events are so similar, right? Except that here I was close friends with the person, so with Shannon, so it hurt a lot more. So like I said, Shannon was posting saying that her IP had been spoofed, but then when I looked into
so yeah, with the spoofing thing, it's theoretically believable that someone can spoof like for a few posts, let's say. On average, let's say maybe 10, 20, maybe 30, right? And that's probably as high as I go. However, what becomes absurd, and what's especially absurd in Shannon's IP spoofing, guys, Ash is old. Don't bully him too hard. But yeah, no, you'd have to go through... You'd have to scrape her IP, which means you have to get her to like click on a link or have her. There's a lot you'd have to probably want to do. Yeah, boy. Okay. And then, yeah. So from that, you got one IP, right? You got one IP. However, with the possibility and the multiple devices and the multiple years. It's not feasible. It's a 1 in a million chance, if so, and let's not lie to us. Okay, now I said her hair was color problematic, playing in LGBT. There is some people you see with those kind of hair colors, and it's like, okay, all right, walk away. But I don't necessarily think that's what he was going for. Again, also, Julia's a nice lady. But yes, this is the same. I don't think the Gash was going for that. I don't know why we shifted to hair. Let's continue talking about this.
Into it. Asked my friends who are more knowledgeable who know about this stuff. Asked about.
For years.
I asked my husband about it, and when they began to explain to me how all of this worked,
I gotta read this. From Gigi Divine, am I overstepping by saying I'd like for her to step on me? No.
It became hard for me to believe that she'd been spoofed. They also all were under the consensus of it is extremely unlikely that multiple devices were being spoofed over 300 times over multiple years. Like, the probability of that being a reality was next to null, basically. The only way in which this would happen would be that the person would have to be a pro hacker, and even the probabilities of that were low. It was difficult for me to hear that it was very unlikely that someone was impersonating her. It was difficult to internalize.
Okay, let's say, if you guys really want to talk about hair, then hang on. I did save this in the... Yeah, here we go. I have this in a little thing here. Shannon did kind of copy Emily Artful's old hairstyle, so if we really want to talk about hair, trying to make sure where I am on my hand thing. Some people are very spiteful. Also, look, this is gonna sound kind of strange when I say it like this, but why do people overexpose their faces? I mean, hell, I'm not the most handsome guy. I'm willing to admit that. I got a fucking pimple right here. See a little upset there. Yeah. Look, I love you guys in chat. Just stop being dits.
Or accept the possible new reality of, oh yeah, this person actually, they weren't who you thought they were. And worst of all, they wanted to kind of convince you into thinking your relationship was something it wasn't. And the most confusing and almost laughable part of this is that a couple days before all of this information...
The only reason my face is being overexposed right now is because I only have one ring lamp, and I also have to light up a green screen behind me. So I'm just getting that out of the way before anybody says, "Oh, but you're overexposed too." Like, no, I got one light here. When I move, I'll have enough room to put another light right here. And right now though, I'm relying on the one ring light.
Came out, Shannon had sent me roses to my own house. You know, so like, I think that was also part of it. It sounds stupid, but it's like, how do you reconcile, oh yeah, someone sent me roses, but they also don't think much of me and are shit talking me on a website. It is so contradictory that you almost feel a little bit crazy, because you're like, okay, what happened in between? Like, you know, so I think that also made me feel worse, because I was like, what do these flowers represent? What does this mean? So, you know, when a friend hurts you privately, it's horrendous. When a friend hurts you publicly, it's equally horrendous, and it puts you in a very strange place where you have to explain things you might not know or understand. And that's kind of where I've been in this situation, which is why I've also not wanted to speak too quickly. I didn't want to jump the gun because, like I said, I didn't understand some of the technology, and I also just didn't understand what I was supposed to believe and where I was at, even though there was clear evidence, in my opinion, that some shit talking had been said, but I wanted to see also, is there more? The other reason I was silent is because this took a massive, massive toll on my mental and physical health. And, you know, if you guys have been following me, I've been struggling already generally, you know, with just human mental health shit, you know, whatever. So this added thing happening was so unexpected, first of all, but also just so jarring that, you know when something's so jarring that you don't know where to place it, it's almost like you're holding something and you have nowhere to put it in your brain.
Gigi, don't ask him that. He's going to be backhanded insult. God damn it, Gigi, no.
Kind of felt like that. Nonetheless, I could see that Shannon was getting a lot of hate, so I did check in on her, because no matter what, I don't want people to self-harm. I don't want people to do worse. And, you know, I could imagine that having all these people piling on you, even if you are guilty, nobody deserves to hurt themselves. So I checked in on her, though I was entirely transparent when I checked in on her, saying, you know, like, this is not me saying I'm on your side. This is me saying, I don't know what to do with the situation, but I don't want you to hurt yourself. Shannon didn't volunteer much information at all because I just wanted to find evidence. Of course, I was hoping that for some reason she'd be innocent. Of course, nobody wants or hopes for their friends to be guilty. But the core thing was I wanted to find evidence. So if she was guilty, I knew she was guilty. And if she was innocent, I knew she was innocent. But at least I knew and had concrete evidence to make my conclusion as opposed to just running to one side or the other immediately, which is what I really wanted to avoid doing. This is the part where a group of friends that Shannon and I had in common, some of which who were also mentioned in these threads, decided to make a group chat. In this group chat, we were basically discussing ways in which to try to find more evidence, no matter what that evidence was, whether it was good or bad. Like I said, we just wanted to find evidence so we could come to a conclusion, also in order for our own selves to be able to have some kind of closure and decide, okay, I think this or I think that. So that was the entire point, aside from obviously just supporting each other through a really weird and strange time. And also I'd like to add, the reason why a lot of us were silent was exactly because we were searching for this evidence and we didn't want to put out misinformation, and we wanted to wait to see what we could find before just talking about it and having to constantly post video updates or corrections. We just wanted to put the right version out and have that be that. So as of now, I'm not here to give you the innocent or guilty verdict. All I'm going to say is the Lolcow admin confirmed her post. The last time it happened to me, it was true. And
there was another part I skipped where she was talking about someone else.
That is the most concrete information we have. And I believe she did make those posts. But I do think that is, like I said, the most concrete information we have in terms of visible screenshots that are confirmed by a website administrator. In regards to how I feel, there's a lot to say and then not much to say at the same time, because I'm obviously very hurt, very shaken, distraught, any kind of synonym you can think that goes with that. It's been very difficult to wrap my head around and to accept that I came to the conclusion of believing that those posts were in fact made by her. And there's a lot floating around about other things she may have done. A lot of it looks very damning. The thing is, once I accepted the admin situation and attaching with that the IP spoofing being unlikely, that for me is kind of the end of the situation, because for me, once you go behind my back and say shit about me, it almost doesn't matter what shit you're saying about me. It's done, because the trust is gone there, let alone all the horrible things she said generally. But I'm talking about our friendship specifically. As soon as that was outed and I accepted that it was true, in my opinion, that's when things for me were done, because I can't trust someone who does that. And I don't think anyone can. And that's a very hard thing to just accept, that someone that you've known or that you thought you knew so well just kind of poof, vanished out of your life. Just like that, they disappeared. It's very difficult, and like I said, it's very reminiscent of something I had already experienced. So I think that's...
Now, we pretty much watched just for video, and I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, because you should watch it. It's pretty great. But yeah, no, it's baffling how Shannon just decided to do all this shit. Even if we don't consider the Emily stuff, you're still shit-talking people that you're friendly with, that you bought fucking flowers and all that shit for just recently. She has better way. No, hang on, no, Gaseous, I will disagree with you on that. No, Shu does not have better wigs, okay? Straight up, I'll disagree with you on that. Like I said, my interactions with Shannon have been very limited, very small comparatively. she always was kind of nice to me, but then again, I feel like she probably did that to everybody to try to kind of get like an edge in. I don't know. I'm gonna turn off the window capture here because I'm about to pull up the next video thing, and I kind of want to make sure I get this right really quick here. No, don't play automatically. Okay, we'll pull that up in a second. But yeah, no, it's like, it's baffling that, one, you'd put yourself, like, even if she, didn't believe anything she typed up there, she didn't, any of that, right? Even if she didn't believe that shit, okay. But still, it's an awful look for you in the long term. And then now, with all this shit going on, you've essentially butt-fucked your career into oblivion. Shame is with the whole hopeless peaches thing. See, I hadn't known too much about the I hadn't known too much about the hopeless peaches thing. I kind of, around that time, I think I was just like done watching stuff on YouTube, and I was playing just weird video games to kind of relax. I know it was like about 6 months ago, which would kind of line up. Mixing with bleach as we speak, starting with play. I mean, hey, if you do, I'll watch, stream it. Flintons. Oh, hey. Thank you for subscribing, P Fletch 83. Did she say Peaches was a... Yeah, but Hopeless Peaches and Lovely Peaches are two different people, by the way. I know someone's going to come down for that. Because, yeah, I kind of mixed them up first when I first heard about it. Say enough point. But yeah, she went, like, yeah, Hopeless Peaches, yeah. Well, no, I know you did. Some people were going to say Lovely Peaches and... Hopeless Bitches. Oh. Watch Creepshow was way back, before getting... Like, way before first getting into watch commentary. Video's pretty quick. I get that. Interrupt again towards the end? Well, hey. By the way, before we get towards the end, a quick programming note while I have everybody here in captive, because we got about 30 more minutes, and I figure may as well add an extra 10 onto it. Why not? So, really quick here. Sometime in the next week, I'm going to stream either Near Replicant or Cyberpunk. Playing through them on Twitch, over there. It's down below in the description. You're obligated morally and physically to show up sometime in the next week and watch it on Twitch. I'm just saying, you don't have to, but you're morally obligated, so you have to. Anyways, really quick here. Oh, check my DMs. Okay, hang on here. On here. Okay, here we go. Again, like I said, I had everybody hostage for a minute. You're not live on Twitch? I was not live on Twitch because fucking Restream was butt-fucking me for a minute, and I just flipping shit. Okay, really quick here. While we... Well, let's see. Well, yeah. Alright, so, really quick here. This is a 6-minute video from her editor, a guy named Inberg.
I don't really know.
I never heard of a guy before, and keep it real with you. Let me, make sure OBS is working. It is. Why would someone hurt people like this? You never know with people. And like I've said before, sorry about your butt. Stream butt fucking. Maybe taking out of context. Yeah, it's. Some people get a little nutty with fame.
I know how to start this video. I had a lot of things in my head that I wanted to say, and then of course as soon as the camera on, it all eludes me. It's gonna be very casual. I'm not gonna be talking about a lot of what other people have talked about. This is just my own personal statement, whatever, because I've still been getting a lot of DMs, comments, things like that, asking me to address this situation. And I thought I had done it decently, but I guess ultimately I had to record this.
Why did Shannon hate D'Angelo and this Lolcow post? She crapped on him a lot. D'Angelo is like, D'Angelo is kind of controversial in the community. I mean, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of him. That's mostly just because, I mean, none of his topics are really my kind of, like, thing I watch. So, talk to Boot, is this dude a leaf? I think he is, actually. I agree with Gas here. If you play on weed. I'm getting a couple edibles sometime in the next few days. This McFly's of a Creepshow puncher. Punch peaches.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nathan, or N-Bird, and I was a friend of Shannon and her video editor for about 6 months. I started editing for Shannon in January 2021, and we worked on about 50 videos together.
Not yet.
Tend to try and distance
Cecil
myself
takes a
from
while
the
to
whole
make,
internet drama
videos.
sort of thing, so I never really knew too much about the
sometimes.
topics of the video. I just knew what was presented to me in the voiceover and any screenshots or video clips that Shannon wanted me to include in the video. And I think, first of all, I want to apologize if I ever had a negative effect on anybody through any of the videos that I made for Shannon. This is a really hard video for me to make. Shannon was a good friend and one of the biggest cheerleaders and supporters of me and my channel. Very much kind of like a mentor figure. She would sit down and help me think of content ideas, made my thumbnails better, helped me kind of go through my analytics and figure out what was working and what wasn't. Very supportive of my growth on the platform and gave me advice constantly. And it's been very hard for me to wrap my head around this whole situation when the person involved was someone who I was close to. Shannon was a good friend. We met playing Among Us with a group of other creators, and there are videos on my channel where it's gameplay of Shannon or a Q&A where I mention Shannon. When this was just the Lolcow situation, I didn't know what to think. I don't really know a lot about the techie side of things. Yes. I don't know about IP spoofing. I don't know about what someone would have to go through.
Speaking of, I've actually done some research lately on Shallon Lester, because that's a video topic. It's a planned topic.
To fake all these posts on Shannon's account, but I thought like it could be plausible for someone to try and defame Shannon through these posts. But the more I thought about it and the more that I talked to other people and the more information came out, it became clear that this wasn't really possible. I woke up the morning that shit kind of hit the fan, and I saw on her story it was just a black text that said thinking about quitting YouTube, and I didn't know what was going on at the time, so I sent her a message being like, I am here for you if you need to talk, whatever. And I was concerned, both as her friend and as the person who edits her videos. I was kind of shocked by the statement. And then I went on Twitter and saw what was happening. Shannon and I had a very, very brief conversation that day on Instagram. I know myself and countless others told her that we were there for her, and then she posted on her story that she had no real friends and no one was there for her. And it just kind of stung, and I didn't know what was going on. But I want to say thank you to the people who have reached out through all of this. Really been helping me kind of cope and just wrap my head around what's going on. And it's still tough. It feels so surreal to have a friend turn out to not be who you thought they were. For those of you who may or may not know, I did a video on Shannon's channel while she was away. And it was poorly researched, poorly made, ill-informed, and ultimately I made a call-out video on someone who was trying to do good with their YouTube platform. So to the Dad Challenge podcast, I am sorry. I saw your DM and I wanted to message you back, but I didn't know what to say. I still don't know what to say, and I know it's way too late to make this apology, and you don't have to accept it at all, but I do want you to know that I feel bad about that video. I should have gotten it deleted sooner, and going forward, I'm not gonna put out anything unless I fully stand behind it 100%, which I didn't with that video. But at the end of the day, it was me who made the video, and it was not a good video, and I'm sorry. Moving on from that, after watching the Emily Artful video, I was shocked, and there have been other people who have come forward with information that corroborate parts of the story. Again, I'm not going to go through everything that entails, but to Emily and anyone else who was affected by this, I'm sorry for what you had to go through. And again, if I played any part in it through editing videos, I am sorry. I have already said some things publicly on Twitter and my YouTube community section. This video is going to be my last statement on the topic. Sometimes, yes, creators have public lives, but it does take us a while to process these things, and we're still human and we have emotions, and it's just hard. It's hard when something like this, like I've never had to deal with something like this, and I never want to again, honestly. You don't ever learn in life how to navigate these spaces until you're in it. And I think going through it while you have tons and tons of people online asking you about it, it can just be draining. And I will end with what I originally tweeted. It's on my YouTube community section as well. I can't believe someone that I was so close to and worked for could be capable of all these things. I am devastated and will no longer be working with her. I do not support or stand by any of Creepshow Art's alleged behavior, and I am so sorry to anyone affected or involved. I just want to thank members of my community for being so kind, people who I have reached out to in DMs or calls for kind of helping me wrap my head around this and trying to move forward together. I know it's not easy, but yeah, it just sucks. If you watched it, thanks for watching, and hopefully I will not have to make a video like this again.
All right, so hey, we can watch my own live stream. By the way, thumbnail work on the live stream, really quick. Shout outs to Claw's thumbnail maker, Tristan. He did an amazing job of what I gave him. Enough point. I'm big in self window. Ooh, hang on. Let me, I'll raise it up a little bit. If I can. There we go. That'll work. That's better. Watch your stream. No, I can't do that. So I feel like I'm probably getting into kind of a final thoughts thing, because I'd be kind of going over these thumbnail. It's a good thumbnail. I kind of just make thumbnails like last minute, but I had them do it the night before, and it wasn't me doing it. Yeah, I've known Tristan same amount of times.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for $5.
BAP on the haters.
BAP on the haters. That's I'm hoping it's what you meant. BAP, not anything else with like an R or anything. Not the point. I feel like we're gonna go though now to like my my final thoughts on this, because we're hitting about an hour and a half, and I don't kind of want to go through everybody else's video and kind of have to talk over them. So really quick here before we wrap everything up. If you're beginning, you're welcome. It's shameful that Shannon did what she'd done, because I liked her content from the audio didn't play. Well, I need to fix Streamlabs. Oh, here we go.
Watch me bopping on the haters, bopping on the hoes, bopping on everyone. You know how this shit go. Watch me bopping on the haters, bopping on the hoes, bopping on everyone. You know how this shit go.
I think he's meaning Gail Cord Schuler. Yep, Gail Cord Schuler. Claw has done some great coverage of Gail. I recommend taking a look at that. Sounds like what I'm gonna dance for. Oh, it doesn't sound that bad. Don't be rude. Church of Gale on YouTube, of course. Now, oof. Yeah, in here, Fab. God damn it. She tagged police with dildo. Oh boy. Okay. That's new. Alright, so, final thoughts. Final thoughts. Shannon, you've done, like, even if we don't count the Emily Artful stuff, which I'm gonna say is an alleged thing, and I'm not entirely sure if it's true. I'm, of course, sticking up for myself legally. If you hear this, Shannon, if you watch this video, please at least watch the end, hear this part. As someone who is a fellow content creator, you've hurt your credibility in many different ways on this. Even if it wasn't for the Emily stuff, even if it wasn't for you kind of just, dropping everything, the thing that hurts the most for a lot of the community and a lot of people you see is you shit-talking, like, fans and all. I think $30. I mean, well, I'm not going to complain or deny when I say, yeah, getting the money is nice, but I just wish, as someone who is, I'm a fan of hers, I like her content, I don't know if she's ever going to make anything again, but as a fan, seeing you shit-talk people like D'Angelo, which, I mean, yeah, D'Angelo's not really the most loved figure in the community, sure. I'm not going to scooch over so my hands are both in frame. You've taken the trust from your community, that, because, I mean, you watch your content, you're normally cheerful, you're normally more in a positive light, and maybe a censor bot. I think YouTube has a censor bot, I'm not sure. Look, I like money. I do. However, I'm not going to stop criticizing people just because they, super chat me or because they, subscribe on things or, pay on Patreon. I'm not going to stop that because, that's not how I am. I'm going to actually, say shit about shit. Not point. Not point. Let's move on. Felderbot? I don't know what we have. But, no, Shannon, if you're hearing this, there's only, like, 3 different ways you can come back, and one of them is genuinely saying, I fucked up, I'm sorry, if you don't accept the apology, that's fine, if you accept the apology, that's fine. But that's the only way I can see you coming back in a way that gives you any money, gives you anything like that, but, yeah, don't go full edge. Don't go full edge my chat, please. Or, I think Augie brought up on his stream is you double down. You just go nuclear on fucking everybody. But, I mean, the other thing I can say is, for your sake, I hope you banked everything you made. I hope that whatever cash you have, you invest properly. And next time you think about shit. Why would you admit to it? Very well behaved. Yeah, I know, fucker. Yeah, no, either go nuclear or don't go at all. And just do yourself a favor and bank up every single fucking dime that you got. Okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And she put it into an IRA and now this. Hey, look, hang on. Heroin can be its own IP. Oh, IRA. I said IPA. No. Look, the heroin market doesn't go down. It goes up, but it doesn't go down. No, in all seriousness. You've burnt every bridge. I mean, like, every single fucking bridge you could have burnt, you've burnt. Why? IPH. I don't know where I was going at the IPA. Black Tar IPA. You know, honestly, okay, really quick before we start to wrap this up even more. God, I can't stand drinking IPAs. Ugh. Will Josh have a stream better someday? Josh. Who knows? People said I'm diet Josh. I'm, you know, I might be skinnier than Josh. I'm not entirely sure, honestly. But yeah, you know, it's. I don't think she'll come back for this. Will she try anyway? More than likely not. She'll try. But IPAs are fine. Oh no. We don't have enough time to get into that conversation. You try. What do you mean? Yeah, I try. Gotta have fancy from pictures. Look, I also have a chair that can recline. Does Josh have that? That's a question. First time I did this, by the way, when I finally set this up, and I like leaned back with this thing popped, I about shit my pants. Not point. Point being, I don't think she'll come back from this. If she does, she's got to change up a lot, and she has to admit to her fault, or she has to, like, quadruple down everything. So that's... It's one of those two. Like I said, I messaged Shannon on Instagram. I never got a response back. That was about a week and a half ago, at this point now. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, with that, I've got nothing more of a Shannon train. I will, again, reinform everybody that sometime in the next week or so, I'm going to be streaming either Cyberpunk, because that game's got patches, and I want to play through it for a second time, because I finished it once already. Or, over there, yeah, over that way, Nier Replicant. Because I liked Automata, and I played the original Nier, but I never played Replicant because it was only in Japan. She's gonna mad out. She's gonna bleed subs for a few weeks and it'll settle out. It's possible. It is possible. You like the pain? Lots of pain. Real suffering stuff. God damn it. Alright. With that, oh, yeah, okay. Well, you know, I'm going to play these because I actually had these prepped for the stream. Because I kind of forgot about... I had a couple clips for things that I thought would be funny to show on stream during this whole thing. And I'm just going to say fuck it, and I'm going to play them.
You're gonna burn, all right.
Gotta get out of here, dude.
But I've got nerves of steel. I'm not big into books.
You can tell I had a plan for where to put that. And then the other one that I had set up here, because I was gonna reference her kind of playing 3 different things. Make sure I got this right. I'm gonna get copyright claimed by so many fucking film studios, and honestly, I don't really care too much because it's funny. It's funny to me.
Me? I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. What?
There we go. I had these 2 clips, much like the Voss clip, that I was going to put in here somewhere, but I honestly forgot to put both of them in. So, enjoy my thought process, but just kind of, like, blurred away. By the way, can we really quickly, before I end this, can we talk about how Robert Downey Jr. is, like, the only man who can pretty much get away with blackface? Robert Downey Jr.'s gotten away with blackface. And I don't even think it's get away. It makes sense for the character. But Robert Downey Jr. did do blackface. And I find it funny. Somebody's going to clip the part of me saying blackface and funny and take that out of context completely. I've just realized that. Alright. Well, with that, folks, let me, Sup? James Bond did, well, we don't talk about the James Bond and Yellowface thing. That one was a little goofy. Good fuzz. Trudeau got away and watched. Yeah, Justin Trudeau. Neckerman's get your clips ready. Caught chair, now I'm soaked. Oh shit. Think of a system, canceled fuzz. Anyways, with that, everyone, take it easy. Have a good night. I will, tell you what, tomorrow at about, tomorrow about 4 p.m. Eastern, which, I'm sorry, Hatsune Miku, or Miku Hatsune. Soon I will see you, Hatsune Miku. Hot Tub stream when? Not then. But I will be streaming on Twitch around 4 p.m. tomorrow. We'll play some Cyberpunk. With that, everyone, let me find an outro song because I, again, don't plan things ahead of time. Ooh, tell you what, this will get me claimed. However, I can just delete it because it's an outro song. So if you're watching this VOD later and there's no outro song, I'm sorry, but I've also... Oh, no. Hey, yeah, you played halfway through. Okay. I'm going to link it in chat. So, it's a cover of Hell's Bells by the Dandy Warhols. With that, I leave you all a farewell and adieu. A good night. This is a good version of the song, but it is going to be played.